welcome back to another video on my channel, PokéPitch. Previously, I had done everyone's top 10 hated Pokemon, in which I watched 36 separate top 10 videos of, you know, your unliked Pokemon, your top 10 disliked Pokemon, top 10 hated, top 10 unpopular, whatever. And I tallied them all up and I made that video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a little link in here somewhere so you can go see it. But what I thought I'd do next, follow it up with the top 10 favourite Pokemon that everyone likes. I watched another 36, you know, top 10 favourite, top 10 love, top 10 I really like best, you know, all of those videos. I've got another 360 votes and I've added them all up. I've got a top 10 list for you and I'm going to share it with you right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, at number 10, we have the only Pokemon outside of Gens 1 to 3 to be on this top 10 list, and that is Luxray. Luxray is basically everyone's favourite Gen 4 Pokemon. It's based off of a lion, which is absolutely fantastic for a start. Its design is awesome. It's great that it's an electric type. You can get Shinx very, very early in the game at like level 4 or something. You can get that evolved all the way up, and it evolves into Luxray around level 30. So you can get a nice, strong Pokemon early in the game. It's got a base stat of 523, which is it's a higher base stat than Mega Evolutions like Mega Mawile and Mega Sableye, for example. That is strong. Ampharos does not appear on this list. Luxray does, which proves it's just more of a favourite electric type. Plus it is stronger. And number 9 is Heracross. Heracross is loved mainly for its appearances in the anime. Ash's Heracross always used to try and get the sap out of Bulbasaur. Instead of going straight into a battle, it'd go all the way over to a tree to try and get the sap out of the tree. But it was strong. I think the idea of a bug fighting type for a Stag Beetle was absolutely fantastic. It has a hell of a great moveset. It can learn Close Combat, Mega Horn, Giga Impact, Stone Edge, Earthquake. All of those moves are just deadly, especially when it's got such a high attack stack that it has. This is another Pokemon you can get early in the game, around the time of the second gym, and it's great. And number 8 is Crobat. I did a video on my top 10 favourite Pokemon, and Crobat was in there. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a little link here for you, just in case you want to. I recommend it. Zubat and Golbat are hated. Let's not lie. Zubat is annoying when you're going in caves and it's all you find, but if you bear with it, if you evolve that Golbat through happiness, you get Crobat. The Zubat to Crobat line is the only line that is poison flying. That's pretty unique. Not to mention the fact that Crobat, except for Mega Evolutions and Legendaries, is the strongest poison type by base stats. It's only got 2 poison types that it's stronger than, and that is Mega Gengar and Naganadel, and this one, which is a legendary Ultra Beast. So beside those, Crobat is the strongest poison type. It's just incredible. It's got 4 wings and they all move in tandem, and it's beautiful when you see it. When you see Brock's Golbat evolve into a Crobat and you see it whoosh past that Noctowl. We won't mention its Stadium 2 appearance though. What is going on with those teeth? Not what Crobat looks like in normal life. And number 7 we have Lugia. I actually quite love Lugia. My main reason is that song from Pokemon the Movie 2000. It's a legendary from the Gold, Silver and Crystal games that people get very nostalgic about, and not a surprise really, they're great games. You can really demolish the Elite Four with Aeroblast. What a fantastic move that is. I personally prefer Oblivion Wing from Yveltal as a move like that, but it does not take away from the fact that Lugia's Aeroblast is absolutely incredible. There's not particularly many reasons why people love this Pokemon, it just is awesome. Got the hands on the end of the wings, it's just got a grandeur. You can have a baby of it, as you can see in the anime. Never knew that was a thing. I think the only criticism it gets though is that it's a psychic flying type and the water type isn't in there, even though you find it in Whirl Islands and it can swim underwater. But apart from that, it's a fantastic Pokemon. Number 6 is Salamence. People love Salamence. It's a beast. It's what the dragon type should be. Not to mention the fact that when it mega evolves, it's all but unstoppable unless you've got an ice type move. It's used quite often in competitive battling. It was even used this year in the grand final. I prefer its normal version to its shiny version. The blue and red is incredible. I love that when it mega evolves, it's got the crescent on it, and it's basically like strapped in like a jetpack or a parachute or something. It looks awesome. It's what the dragon type should be, sort of like this jagged, strong looking, fierce beast, and that's exactly what Salamence is. And at number 5 we have Umbreon. Of course we had to have an evolution on this list somewhere, and taking the top spot is Umbreon. I love its shiny colour. All it does is change the yellow to a blue, but oh, that blue just glows and it looks amazing in the dark. It was basically one of the first dark types introduced in the Gold and Silver games in Generation 2, and it was so strong. An Umbreon with bite and a high defense that it's got as normal is almost unstoppable. It didn't have many weaknesses at that point, just bug and fighting, so it was quite difficult to take down. There weren't very many strong bug type moves at that point, just fighting, and even then there was only a select few that could have those sort of moves. It could just take on anyone really. You could get Eevee from Bill fairly early, I mean probably halfway through your game, but that's still good enough. If you evolve it through Happiness at night, it becomes Umbreon. How can you not like this sort of feline nightcrawler type thing? It's amazing. And number 4 is Scyther. Who would have thought, looking at Scyther, someone out there went, it's really good this, but we can make it better. I mean, for Golbat, you can understand. It wasn't very liked, and then Crowbar came along, incredible. Scyther was liked anyway. It was one of the stronger and more popular Pokemon. And then they added a metal coat to it, and oh my god, look at it. It just looks so strong. I'm getting high-pitched. Its red, shiny coat drastically differs from the green that it has on Scyther, except for its shiny form that keeps the green colour, and I personally quite like that. But it doesn't take it away from the fact that the red, shiny coat is absolutely beautiful, and it keeps that bug type. It can learn so many good moves like Metal Claw, X Scissor. It just looks like a beast. It's got lots of resistances, which is always a good thing. It may not be good competitively, but it's just awesome to have on a run through, to be honest. And number 3 is Sceptile, another Pokemon from my top 10 list. What can I say about this Pokemon that hasn't been said already? It's beautiful. It takes me right back to my nostalgic days of playing Ruby and Sapphire. Gardevoir can learn Leaf Blade quite early, and then it takes it all the way through to Sceptile, and I just imagine the razor leaf on its arm just being the blade and just absolutely demolishing people with Leaf Blade. It's incredible. And when it mega evolves, it becomes the dragon type, and the way it stands backwards, the sort of cross effect on the tail, the almost bloodshot eyes just looking behind, ready to attack. It's insanely good. I love that so much. It makes it 4 times weak to ice, but who cares when it looks like that? It's incredible. It's such a popular Pokemon. People like the Trico as well, and the Gardevoir, everything, but Sceptile absolutely takes the plaudits. Sceptile is my Pokemon of choice on Pokken DX, and there's a reason for it. It's because I just love the Pokemon, and so do many other people. Only 2 left. Has your favourite appeared yet? It probably will in the next 2, but first, it's Gardevoir. Ralts is quite a weak Pokemon to begin with. Doesn't particularly learn any good moves for quite some time. Curlier does learn some good moves, but still quite weak, still got a very low defense. But if you stick with it till level 30 in the Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald games, you get Gardevoir. A strong, powerful psychic type. Having one of these on your team in Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald is highly recommended from me. From Gen 6 onwards it had the fairy typing added to it. It's not a unique typing technically because Mr. Mime is fairy psychic, but it's an interesting type combination. It means it can take down dragons now, as well as being strong anyway. There is some weirdness to this Pokemon though. I mean, if you Google Gardevoir fan art, you might get a few people give her boobs. I don't get it. But number 1, the one you've all been waiting for. Any guesses? Number 1 goes to Charizard. Charizard is the staple Pokemon of Generation 1 if you take away Pikachu. Charizard is on the box art. It's the one everyone wants, even though Charmander is actually the worst choice at the beginning because of Brock and Misty being rock and water types. But still, no one cares because Charizard, that's why. People always thought it could have been a dragon type and should have been a dragon type maybe, fire dragon, whatever. It wasn't until we got X and Y, Mega Charizard X, fire dragon type, black with blue flames. Look at it. It's incredible. Its appearances in the anime under the ownership of Alarm was absolutely fantastic. Even in the Pokemon Origins at the end when we have Mega Charizard going up against Mewtwo. There's so many epic battles this Pokemon can be in. But nostalgic reasons are really what fuels this. It's everyone's favourite from when they were 10 and it stayed with them all the way through their life basically. Charizard will never stop being loads of people's top 10. It had 13 votes. That's basically just over a third of votes. Ash's Charizard, of course, had a bit of a journey, but Charizard just didn't obey him, especially that epic battle in the Indigo League where Ash's Charizard wouldn't obey him, so he had to withdraw it and lose the match. He had to forfeit because of Charizard. But he came through. Charizard got injured in one episode, but Ash basically nursed him back to health all night. And from then on, Charizard listened to him. I think my personal favourite battle was going to be the battle against Magmar. Just hearing that music, the dramatic scenes, the seismic toss in the air, going into the lava, I mean, all of that is just incredible. So that's it. That is everyone's top 10 favourite Pokemon. I'm not saying it's yours, but it's the most popular 10 Pokemon that I have watched in 36 videos across YouTube. What are yours? Were some of yours not in here? Leave a comment below, let me know. I do read them. If not, like, share, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Come back and watch again. I've got plenty more videos lined up. But until then, see you later.